Hey, good morning, Facebook family and friends. Hello, everyone. Oh, I had a rough day yesterday, but I just want to take the time out to say thank you to everybody that, that didn't report my page thinking that it was a fraudulent page, because it's not a fraudulent page. I am creating a different page. That particular page that's new is my personal page. So for those who I selected, hand selected, to come over on that side, I value you very much. I just wanted to, we got a lot of negative news that's going on out there. So I had this bright idea that, let's talk about something positive and what we can do in our communities. And granted, these things could already be being done. Whoa! And almost hit some birdies. I hope I didn't hit them. Okay, no, thank God. Yes, you made it in, cuz. Hey, good morning. Oh gosh, good morning. Yes, you made it in. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about some hi Ben, how are you? How's everything? Good morning. So I just wanted to put out there some of the things that's going through my mind. I like to brainstorm. I like to be a positive contribution, because I see so much negativity that is going on. And I encourage everyone else to get involved, participate. If you really, if you do have to work for a living, which most of us do, I know that by the time we get through from a physical perspective, we're mentally exhausted as well. So it's kind of hard to be on a grand scale with a lot of things, especially depending on what you do for a living and your family and different things of that nature. But, I think, to combat a whole lot of negative stuff, is that we have to stop being distracted, by negative things, i.e. the news, and try to focus that energy on something that's positive, that could be a benefit overall to the community. Because I think at the end of the day, everything pretty much has a domino effect. If you get community, if you become community involved and you get people and you get jobs, then people will start getting work. They'll start having better self-esteem about themselves. They'll want to become more independent, because now they'll have that help, or somebody that has that sense of sensitivity to understand where they come from. Because as you can see, the rich and the elite, not all of them, but a lot of them, they don't really care about our woes and our problems and what's going on down here at our level, because they don't have to deal with that. And for a lot of them, that's a monster that they don't ever want to see again if they brought themselves up and out at that level. So, they don't want to have no association with it, no reminders of it. So, for people that are here, and we're not to say we're down here, but we're here, let's try to focus on what we could do with our time and our energy, especially if you have children and different things of that nature. What kind of community involvement that we can get involved in. I had this idea, and it may already be, it may already be done. I can't talk today. It's already probably being done somewhere else. God dang, my brain was on. It had some gaps there. It may already be done in other places already. People may have already implemented this, process. But I was thinking about every weekend. What if every weekend we had a place where we could actually go? People could actually go, where we invite employers to come out into our communities every week. We have bounce houses, we have food, we have different things of that nature. We have workshops, that will gravitate to kids, not telling them what to do, but what they gravitate to in terms of what they would like to be, or what captures nurtures their interest. We build these workshops and different things on these fun days where it becomes so much of a practice, and the kids so much enjoy it. But at the same time, it's putting the mentality of our mind in a different place, in a more positive place. I'm just, like I say, I'm just brainstorming. I think a lot of times we don't really want to get involved with our community commissioners and different things of that nature, especially if we live in a city, that's corrupt and different things of that nature. That makes it all the more hard because, they want to know, okay, how you going to line their pocket and different things of that nature. But, at the end of the day, the concept and the idea is good. And I'm sure that there are people that can actually make donations, that can actually make donations. People that are actually on food stamps can probably make some sense of donation towards it or what have you. And when I say it that way, because if we could get them to come out there, and we have employers that are out there that are willing to participate in this venue and do a sense of hiring, you understand what I'm saying? It can change the dynamics. A lot of times I look at the news, and I very rarely look at the news, but as of late I have been ingesting a lot of the news, and my perception and my understanding of it is really truly it's a distraction, and it's geared to keep us in a negative state of mind. Like, for an example, you got the president out there, they got his personal business about this Stormy Daniels and people pleading the Fifth Amendment. All of that is negative news, and I think if we really put out a point that that kind of stuff is not acceptable, and don't watch it, and advertisers see that they're not getting that particular momentum from the communities and from the nation that we're going to participate in all this negative news, then sorry about that, I got a call. Then the advertisers would not patronize that particular segment of the news because it contributes to a negative stance. But the only reason why this stuff still comes out there, you know what I'm saying, is because we're watching it and we're ingesting and internalizing all this negativity, which is really not even relevant to us. If you ask yourself, what does pleading the Fifth Amendment have anything to do with you? What does, Stormy Daniels have anything to do with you? I mean, these people thrive off of negative publicity and negative news, because it seems like we are drawn, to that type of momentum. And it's like, okay, well, how can you have an expectation for a nation to start heal and be better when it's almost like we're constantly being fed the poison, not enough to kill us, but enough to keep us sick. You understand? And if you don't understand it, from that concept or that mentality, then, you will fall prey to it constantly. You understand what I'm saying? It will be a constant thing, and you don't really even realize it because you just feel like, okay, well, let me find out what's going on in the news today, but not realizing that they don't balance nothing really out with anything positive. And trust me, the reason why these things still continue to have the leverage and the momentum that it does, because advertisers see that people like to be Doctors see that people like to be sick. Advertisers see that people like to be sick. If you're not physically sick, you're mentally sick. It's like we're ill. What is it called, that syndrome? Munchausen syndrome, where you have a parent that constantly keep their child ill because they want that attention. In this case, they want the revenue, they want the dollars, they want the money, they want the advertisement, they want all of these things. So they constantly keep you sick. You understand? By filtering and putting this stuff in your head, and you're just saying, oh, I'm keeping up with the current events, but the current events is so negative. So what do you think that psychologically does to you? It really puts you in a state of conditioning of feeling, not really all that great, because even though you may not put it in the front of your mind, it's always there in the back of your mind of what is going on. And just like a bad song on the radio that you don't like, they keep playing it over and over and over again. So the only way to really disconnect from it is to either not watch it at all, not participate in any type of social media functions and different things of that nature, if you don't want to constantly be poisoned by what is out there. So, my thing of it is that if you do decide to say, okay, I'm not finna engage in all of this negative news that really doesn't have anything to do with you, what bump had, I call them bump. What Bump did with stormy or whatever the case may be. It ain't really our business. Really, is it our business? What he did, how he did it, when he did it, like really, that's out of our scopes of our everyday lives. So why are we worrying about what Bump did with whomever, however? His character speaks for itself in many different ways, not just one way. So you kind of already know what you're dealing with. So why is this news? Why is this so important? Why is this? It's a distraction, really, because really there's no relevant importance to us as common everyday people, because it's like that stuff moves out of our circle. That's not even nowhere in our vicinity for us to even try to bring ourselves to that level. It's nowhere near us because we have too much other things to worry about. So let's take that energy that we invest in this news and the media and fighting all the time and having debatable arguments about something that ain't even relevant. This is how I see it. You know what I'm saying? This is how I view it. And this is what kind of like keep me at a calm, where I'm not really too much engaged in a lot of the, the bickering and the back and forth with it. And I say to myself, okay, so since I'm not utilizing that energy for that or watching news, what can I use this energy for positively that could be more effective in our community on a whole? That, well, we can start curing some of these, ills that are within our community, and hopefully from a national perspective, if it becomes contagious, because that's the stuff that you want to become contagious. Things that's going to cure things, natural things that's going to cure things. You want those things to become contagious, not this poison that they constantly look at yourself. When you watch news, when you watch all of this negative stuff, just always think Munchausen syndrome, a parent just deliberately making their child ill, not enough to kill them, but enough to get attention. And in this case, it's enough to keep us poisoned for us to be depressed, spend money. I'm telling you, it's a psychology to this stuff. People don't realize it. They sit and they study and they see what the waves are and what, how we ticking and clocking and all this other kind of stuff. It's a psychology to it. So what can we do now if we're not going to invest our energy in the negatives of things that they constantly keep, dragging down our throat? What can we do with this energy and invest in something that's positive for our communities? And that's what I want this particular video to be about. I'm not going to be long-winded because every community is different, but just to give an idea of the concept of and I'm doing all this for free. Like, I ain't trying to make no money or capitalize off of this on no level, because I don't feel like that's the answer. I feel like the answer is building us up, bringing us up and bringing us out. And what can be, what can we contribute, to do that? I wish I had the connections, because I'm so kind of like reclusive. And this is as far as I get in terms of friends, because I really don't let nobody like within my immediate circle like that. And I'm trying to get out of that. But that's just me. But I wish I had some sense of connections where I could actually, get in contact with somebody that do have some leverage and their foot in the game, that can kind of like reach out to different companies within the local area that's looking for work. We have a group for our teens, and we have a group, for our young adults, sit down and have conversations. Somebody that got a psychology degree that's willing to donate their time to sit down and have conversation with the youth and find out. Don't sit here and look at what makes what makes money in this economy. We all want to make money because we know that we need it to live, but we also want to be able to enjoy what we do while we're making money. So to have these conversations and say, okay, don't get into nursing because nursing makes a lot of money, it's a good career, because it's not a good career for everybody. Not everybody is put out and made naturally to be a nurse. Let's find out what it is that you like. If you like one thing, you like a multitude of things, let's get into your head and find out what you really truly like. Sit down and have these, but you have to bring some sense of entertainment to it. You know what I'm saying? Some things that's going to draw the attention positively that people like. If people that know some celebrities, hell, we live in Dade County, people that know some celebrities that are willing to come out and donate their time, to give music and to bring people, because believe it or not, people say don't put their mind into rapping because rapping don't get you nowhere. But if there's a sheer talent from this person, a natural sheer talent from these young, youth and individuals that want to partake in that, why not expose them to that, something that they love? That'll keep them off the street. That'll keep them off of doing anything that, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? And it'll give them some sense of focus. So, I'm all about the cure. Yeah, I see that we're sick. I'm all about the cure. But I'm all about the natural cure. And people that becomes involved in this have to naturally, they can't have no sense of an agenda. It has to be a natural, innate thing that they want to do, because that's the only way this thing is going to really be able to move positively and draw the people out. We sit and we advertise and we ask, here we got 99 jams and different things of that nature. We got 99 jams and all this other kind of stuff. We got all of these things that want to be a part of these community involvements and stuff like that. Let's try to reach out to these radio stations, these urban stations and different things of that nature, to see whether or not if a natural part of them would love to be in the part of the process of curing the ill. And it has to be every day, not every day, every week, at least once a week, a Saturday or something like that, designated and consistently so. Because like I said, like a bad song, it just got to be played over and over and over again. So in order for us to cure a lot of these ills, we have to maintain some level of consistency. Like I say, it's just a brainstorming idea. Each community is different. Y'all know the flavor of y'all individual communities, so you kind of couture, the whole concept, to fit exclusive to your community, and what will attract your community. What do your community like? Every community is different, but at least there's a start. And if people, have a foot in the door in government at some capacity, whether it's local, city, state, or whatever the case may be, that we need people like that. But more importantly, not the fact that you got your foot in the door, but we need the heart. We need the positive energy. We need a person that truly want to see the greater good of mankind. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's very, very important. And I really think it's imperative. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, what we're faced upon, right now. And, and it's just, and I say this out of the love for humanity all on a whole. I say not to focus on things that are created to distract us, to put us in a mental disability, not mental stability. It disables us to some extent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to put that out there so that people can have some sense of contrast and say, yeah, what am I doing? Why am I, engaging in all of this negativity, and it's constantly being reiterated in my mind to put me in a place, and you don't really think about it, but it do put you in a place, and you don't really realize what place it has put you in. And then you start doing things, feeling bad, and you start getting into conversations unnecessarily that doesn't necessarily promote anything positive. It has this effect on you. And then when you get depressed and you just don't feel good, you either start spending money or you start cussing people out. That's the domino effect that all of this negativity have on us that we really don't realize. And sometimes we wonder, like, why our relationship is not working. And nobody would never realize that it may be the extension of something that you constantly do every day. Like somebody drinking coffee every day and being affected by caffeine, but don't realize that it's really the caffeine that got them, all hyped. Because, you know what I'm saying? We don't realize the small contributions that slowly builds and builds and builds, and you don't realize how you internalize that, and then you just, any little thing can trigger you about that. Nobody wants to call me until I'm doing a live. My apologies again. But yeah, so, you don't realize the small little contributions that they drop to plant seeds in your mind that keeps you, going on and doing things that, you know what I'm saying, that you don't realize that it matriculates, and you don't realize all of the fine, minute contributions to certain demises in your life. And I know people are saying, like, news, Patrice, you're really going to blame news? Yes, because it's strategy. It's strategy to keep you depressed. It's strategy to keep you down. It's no positiveness that to promote yourself to have better health and to feel good. It's always something that really makes you feel down. So if you're feeling bad and you watching the news and you're hearing all this negativity, and then you got issues, that's not helping you, hearing something positive would help you. Going around things that are good for you will help you if you are already in a bad situation. Not listening to stuff that's not relevant to you and then it's depressing and negative on top of that. No, I want to change that. I want to put that energy out there for change of that, where we can focus on things that are more positive. And maybe if we're not giving energy into these negative, interviews of news where these advertisers is not, funding these particular segments, maybe they'll start putting on positive things that's going to contribute, because then people will start gearing to more positivity, more so than feeding into all of this negative stuff. And that's basically what I have to say today. Like I said, it's just something that I'm brainstorming and I'm putting out there. I think it's important, in my opinion. It may not be important to y'all, but for those who have a feeling to help, I see a lot of beautiful people on my Facebook page that are stepping out on faith, that starting their own businesses and different things of that nature. You never know, they may need help or something like that. And let's showcase these people. You know what I'm saying? Let's showcase these people and put them on the front and say, what, if you got a young teenager, if you got a hair salon and you're just opening up your hair salon and you need a sweeper for somebody to sweep up your shop, to sweep up the hair out of your shop. These little workshops and these fun days, community fun day every Saturday, these fun days can be orchestrated where you can sit down and have your booth and you can interview a 16-year-old to come in to sweep up your shop. And that's keeping them off the street, because they having a lot of time where they're there. It's a person that may want to go into barbering or may want to go into learning how to do hair. So now they're already in this environment where they can actually see and start cultivating a natural thing about them that they want to do. I mean, it's such a win-win. We just have to re-strategize our mentality within our own community if we want to save it, or if we want it to heal. And yes, we may have to come out of our own pocket, and some of us may not have it. You know what I'm saying? But if we could donate, for Thanksgiving, we could donate for this, and we could find a reason to donate for that. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we donate to investment out of our in our own communities? I'm tired of seeing them having surveillance video. Like this morning, I saw a surveillance where a person have the video in their homes, where this person is stealing minute things, like if maybe if you want jewelry or something like that. What if we have a community and say, okay, some old gold that we don't want no more? You understand what I'm saying? We donate gold to keep people from having to feel like they got to go in there and steal or what have you. Put things out there. What is it? Get into their mind. Why is it that you want to steal this stuff? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you feel? Why do you feel less worthy to go out there and make a way for yourself without having to compromise and steal from somebody else? We do need a psychologist and a therapist on board. I mean, anybody that's willing to donate their time in this type of venue, we do need people like that, to really get into the head, because we got to get to the root. We can't be giving it. NyQuil only treats the symptoms. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to the root of the situation and understand the psychology and realize how this society has really set us up to fail, and it's really up to us to sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? Find and maneuver a way around the mess that has been created for us and built by design for us to fail. You understand? A lot of times people say, I think, in a sense, I always speak negatively. I had one person to say that I think from a negative perspective. No, I think from a real perspective that is negative. See, it's a difference when you are speaking of reality that is a negative reality versus somebody speaking negatively. The reality is this is what we have to deal with every single day, and it is negative. So it ain't about me being negative. It's about the reality presenting itself in such a negative way. And once people understand the dynamics of that, you're not going to be easily persuaded for somebody to convince you that you're wrong or you're negative. No, you trying to, and I'm trying basically to say, okay, well, this is what we need to do to turn this around. This is just, how can I say, a brainstorm. Like I said, it's not, something that's it's a brainstorm. But at the end of the day, it's a start somewhere. And I know that there's some brilliant people that are out there that can actually facilitate this. But the most important thing to this is my stance on it. The most important thing for me is that you got to have a natural willingness and a natural desire to make a contribution without any bias or any agenda. If you can come pure in heart in that respect, to donate who you are, yourself, your energy, who you are, to the greater cause, the greater good of this cause, then these are the type of people with those type of credentials that needs to support something like this. And that's just my take on it. That's just my opinion. And it's all about who you know too as well. So with that being said, Jesse Jones. Who is Jesse Jones? Hello, Jesse Jones. Thank you for tuning in. But with that being said, I'm gonna end here. Like I said, let's think about it. Let's do what we need to do. Let's try to create something positive. I wish they had positive news. I mean, I don't know. I guess that don't work. I think it was something that they had online one time where these bunch of kids, beautiful setup. All they did was as equal amount of negative news that they was putting out there, they was bringing equal amount, if not more, positive news. I think it was on PBS, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was on PBS. It was on one of those channels, regular TV channels. And the kids were just bringing as equally amount as much positive news as there was negative news. They tried. But, a lot of people gravitate to negativity for whatever the reasons are, which is it's not good, but it is what it is. So hopefully, we can do things to try to change it. All right. That's my love for the day for everybody. My love for my people, for everybody, everybody that wants to be a part of it. It's for everybody, So I'm going to end here. I thank everybody for coming in, peekabooing in, and taking the time to listen to this dialogue. I hope that people can actually listen to this, at a later time. I'm going to probably upload this video in my YouTube. I have a YouTube account as well to be more community involved. And please, people, if you have any ideas, I don't bite. You can send them to me or whatever, because I don't really have the know-how. I got a lot of mouth, but I don't know how. I don't have the know-how. I don't know how to do a lot of things, like, reach out to people, because I'm so reclusive to myself and I don't have a lot of friends and stuff like that. And, but, people that know people or whatever, reach out to me. I don't mind talking. If you want me to speak or something like that, I don't mind being invited to talk and to put my, 2 cent, 3 cent, 5 cent, whatever you want to value, whatever value you value it to be. I don't mind contributing it to it. And it's actually a good thing for me. It helps me. It's therapeutic for me to get me more involved, with people and interaction and stuff like that. Because believe it or not, as much as I speak, I'm shy. I really am. You wouldn't be able to tell, but I really am. So, but yeah. So I'm gonna end here. Inbox me, and for those who made my, my page, congratulations. I really do care about you guys, and I can now have more control over a lot of things. I don't have that much control on this one anymore because it's so old and I don't know who's what, and it doesn't, show me my, following, my followers and stuff like that. Or if it does, I don't know how to get to it. So, it gives me that page, the new page that I created, give me, and I'll eventually migrate over there into that page more often. But this page here is going to be more so my public page, and where I can put things out from a public perspective. And over there is my private page for you guys. All right. Love you guys. Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you with all of everything infinitely. Love you. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Bye.